Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into two incredibly powerful stories, created decades apart, that somehow tell the exact same story of a single, unending fight for justice. So let's just jump right into the big question here. How is it even possible? How can a novel from the 1990s and a film from 2021 in different languages and different mediums entirely reflect a reality so consistent, so haunting, that they feel like they're talking to each other across time? The two works we're putting side by side are the groundbreaking Telugu novel Shivari Gudise, which translates to The Last Hut, and the phenomenal 2021 Tamil film Jai Bhim. One's literature, one's cinema, but you'll see they are both these unflinching mirrors held up to society. And that's what's so wild, right? It really doesn't matter that one is this quiet literary experience you have by yourself, and the other is this cinematic powerhouse you watch on a screen. Both of them are documenting the very real experience of communities who have been pushed to the absolute fringes. And in doing that, they share the exact same mission: to bear witness.
Okay, so let's get a little more specific and look at the worlds these stories actually create. On the surface, they look pretty different, but you'll find their foundations are basically identical. So here we see the two different arenas for the same fight. In Chivari Gudais, the world is tiny. It's Manudu's small hut and his daily back-breaking quest just to survive. But in Jai Bhim, Singeni's world explodes into courtrooms, police stations, and the whole legal system. Even though their fights look so different, their situations are rooted in the very same prejudice. Both Manudu and Rajakanu are from tribal communities, the Anadi and the Irilar, who have been shoved to the absolute edge of society.
And, that brings us to the real heart of it all. This powerful theme that beats inside both of these stories. It's about more than survival. It's about more than injustice. It's a fight for the most basic human right there is: dignity. In both the book and the film, the Anadia and Irilar tribes are treated as if they're disposable. I mean, they're stereotyped, they're denied land, and they're seen as easy targets for people in power. And why? Because the system itself is designed to make them powerless. This isn't just fiction, This is art documenting a real, lived reality.
And this right here is such a critical point. Dignity isn't something the system just kindly gives to people like Manadu or Sengene. It's something they have to grab for themselves. And how they each claim it? Well, that reveals two profound and profoundly different ways to resist.
You can see those two paths so clearly here. Manodu's resistance is all internal. It's this quiet, stubborn refusal to let the world crush his spirit. His love for his family, his simple existence, that's his act of defiance. Sengeni's resistance, though, it's the complete opposite. It's external, it's explosive. With the help of Advocate Chandru, she doesn't just put up with the system. She declares all-out war on it. Next up, let's think about how the way these stories are told creates two totally different but equally powerful emotional experiences. The style here is every bit as important as the substance. The novel and the film give you these starkly different feelings. Shivari Gudais just pulls you into Manudu's world, and it makes you feel this slow, seeping poison of his daily desperation. The tragedy isn't one single event, it's just a constant state of being. Jai Bhim is the opposite. It's designed to be a gut punch. It's a lightning strike of injustice meant to make you outraged and pull you right into the thrill of the fight. The two works also show us that violence comes in different forms. In Jai Bhim, it's physical, it's brutal, the torture is right there on the screen for you to see. But in Shivari Gudise, the violence is structural. It's the slow, invisible death that comes from poverty and humiliation. And you know what? Both kinds are equally deadly. So after all of this struggle, what's the outcome? Both of these masterpieces leave us wrestling with the exact same deeply unsettling question. And this is the question that just hangs over every single page of the novel and every frame of the film. When the very system you're appealing to for justice is the source of your oppression, is a real victory even possible? Well, the two stories give us very different answers. The outcomes here couldn't be more different. Chivari Gudais is just hauntingly bleak. Manudu's spirit survives, but the system that's crushing him, it doesn't budge. Jai Beam, on the other hand, gives you this spark of hope. Sanjini wins her case, which is a massive achievement. But the film is so smart about it, reminding us that this is just one battle won in a much, much larger war. So this brings us to our final, and I think most important takeaway. Why bother putting a 30-year-old novel next to a modern blockbuster film? Because seeing them together reveals something absolutely vital about the nature of struggle itself. By comparing them, we see there isn't one right way to fight back. Mandu's quiet endurance is a form of resistance. Sanjini's loud confrontation is another. One is about preserving your own humanity against all odds. The other is about attacking the system that creates those odds in the first place. The conversation between these two stories shows us that both are necessary. Both are heroic. And in the end, both works deliver this one unifying message. It's a demand, a plea, and a prophecy all rolled into one. They remind us that the goal of all this struggle, whether it's quiet or loud, is to make sure that those who have been pushed to the margins are finally brought into the center, that their lives, their stories, and their rights are finally given the weight they deserve. And it just leaves you wondering, what will it finally take to move that last